I just want to thank those of you who are out there in the community who have been asking really good questions and sending them to our communications@hvs.org email address. We've done our best to answer those questions in a timely manner and or refer you to our website where there's just a plethora of information. Please keep those questions coming. We want to make sure that we provide as much information as possible so that you can make an informed decision on or before May 7th. A couple things that I want to address specifically related to the bond. I think I'll call them some of the items that are circulating out there that maybe I could even go as far as to say misnomers. One in particular, I've heard a couple times, and I think I really need to address it, this question of saying that back in 2018, there was an exhaustive list of everything that was going to be done as a result of the 2019 bond, and why haven't we completed everything? You know, and with some folks, it's a question of feeling like they got left out, or that we glossed over certain projects. And I just think it's important to remind our community that the last time we passed a major infrastructure bond was 1996. That work was largely done in the late 90s. And then we passed a bond in 2019. When we went through that process back in 2018, our Building Futures Committee, which was a representative body of community members, parents, and staff, identified over $400 million worth of needs after engaging a construction manager firm in helping us to arrive at that list. The bond we passed was for $182 million, and we had COVID-19 in there, which escalated costs by about 40%. We were never going to get done with everything that we identified on that list. That list was more of a master plan that we knew of things that needed to be done, and we made tremendous progress towards accomplishing that list of items. And I'm excited about this upcoming bond because it's going to allow us to continue to make those improvements as we move forward with respect to the needs of the district. So just want to put that out there because I've had that conversation a couple times over the last couple weeks, and I think it's important to be stated again. And if you have specific questions, don't hesitate to reach out again at that communications@hvs.org. Second question that I've heard out there that I think needs some addressing relates to what specifically are we doing from an academic improvement perspective? And I think this is a confusing question, and our community needs a little bit of information regarding bond dollars. So when we talk about bond dollars having an impact on academic programs, it's by renovating, purchasing equipment, updating electrical, purchasing and updating our technology infrastructure, adding things like audio enhancement to all of our classrooms so all children can hear, purchasing furniture that is movable, that allows us to do project-based learning activities, cooperative learning, whole group learning. So when we talk about bond dollars, we're not talking about creating a new program with bond dollars. In fact, we can't use bond dollars to pay salaries. We can't use bond dollars to pay for curricular materials. We can use bond dollars to create spaces that allow us to enhance career technical education, STEM education, maker spaces. We can increase electrical output that allows us to offer some really comprehensive dynamic programming. But we're not talking about, hiring a teacher to come in and teach a class that we weren't offering before. And I think that gets a little confused, and I know school finance can be confusing. But basically, it's when you're working with the state and the feds, certain dollars can only be spent on certain things, and that's the situation that we're in when we talk about general fund dollars versus bond dollars. So again, I'm raising that because I've had both of those questions over the last couple of weeks. I think they're important to touch on. I'll continue to do that as we have board meetings. I just, want to be transparent and put out there the kinds of questions that we're hearing from the community so that everybody has the same information and they can make informed decisions.